Welcome to the second week of the playoffs. You're here for a football prediction and a food and wine pairing, and I got both for you. If you're not subscribing to this, you better change that because you're going to want to be here for the rest of the season. Now, today's wine is one from a location that I generally don't get wine from. And in general, being here in the US, we don't get a lot of good wine from this area. And that area is Australia. Generally, most people's experience with Australian wine is Yellowtail. And having been to Australia, the first thing they said to me was, that's essentially the worst wine. It's like the Boone's Farm of Australia, and it's what gets imported, mainly because they have the most money. Importing wine is extremely expensive. But today I'm having a wine that's pretty good. It's a little bit of a value wine, but I think that, you might be into it. So today's wine is Wakefield's Promised Land, Cabernet Sauvignon 2017. And what you'll see here is a seahorse. And one of the things about this winery that was very interesting was it turns out that on their vineyard, when they first decided to plant it, when they were digging the ground up, they found fossils of seahorses. So they decided to put that on the label for the vineyard. So I was like, that's kind of fun. Now, I am generally a very big fan of Cabernet Sauvignon. I like a big red wine. And this one kind of disappoints on the big part, but it's kind of a medium tannin, also medium body. And I think that it's probably more approachable for most people because it does not have such a drying effect to it. If you take a look, I have some here in the glass, and it has a really nice ruby color. And on the edge, we're getting a little bit of browning, so that's always a good look. On the nose, the smells that I'm getting right away, it's quite herbaceous. It also has a little bit of oak. It has graphite. If you're wondering what graphite is, that's the smell of your pencil, like the actual tip that writes the pencil. And there's a little bit of white pepper in there. Now, on the tongue, I'm getting some oakiness. It is a lot of blackcurrant. I'm getting the drying on the side of my tongue, but not too dry. And I'm also getting a little bit of black pepper. So it's a double pepper. It's white on the smell and black on the taste. Now, overall, I would say that this wine is pretty okay. It's an excellent choice for during the week, and it's probably an excellent choice during the game. I'll be pairing this wine with some pizza that I have left over. It is a salami, sausage, and mushroom pizza. So it's gonna be a great choice because it'll be able to really help with the richness of all those cured meats, plus the tomato sauce there also. So for under 20 bucks, it's an excellent choice. So let's get into the games. There's 2 games on Saturday. There are some games on Sunday, but I'm only talking about Saturday today. So the first game that we're gonna see is at 1:30, and it is the Texans versus the Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs are hosting. They have come off of a week's resting. They were the AFC West champion. So they had a bye last week when everybody else was playing. The Texans may be feeling really excited because they just beat the Chargers last week to get to this game. But there's literally no way that they're going to beat the Chiefs. Because while the Chiefs have not been that great all season, even though they had the best record in the league, the one thing that I can tell you about the Chiefs is that Patrick Mahomes, if he only knows one thing, that is how to win in the playoffs. So just go ahead and take the Chiefs. I think it could be a close game. I think that, the Texans and CJ Stroud could really bring something, but I don't think that there's any way that they can beat the Chiefs. Okay, so the next game is at 5 o'clock, and this is the game I'm actually a lot more interested in because I just know the Chiefs are going to win. The night game is the Commanders at Detroit. All right, so this game is actually happening at 5 o'clock Pacific time. That's 8 o'clock Eastern time. That's prime time because a lot of people are excited about what Detroit has been doing and seeing them possibly move forward to face the Chiefs for the AFC title. Now, the Commanders managed to just skirt out a win against the Tampa Bay Bucks last week. Okay, so I feel like they may have used everything that they had to get to this game. So I'm definitely going with Detroit. I know it seems lame to go with the favorites, but sometimes there's a reason why they're the favorites. I think this is going to be a really great game. It has the potential to be very high scoring. You know, there's going to be a lot of great offense between Jaden Daniels and Jared Goff. I just think it's going to be a super exciting game. Now, let's go ahead and recap everything. First, the wine. If you've got 20 bucks or less, go ahead and get it. It's South Australia. It's Wakefield's Promised Land Cabernet Sauvignon. This is 2017. And for the games, go ahead and take the Chiefs, the obvious winner in the Chiefs game, and take the Lions. But it's going to be a good game between the Lions and the Commanders. All right, I will see you next week. Cheers.